Hello. In the previous video, we discussed the backstory of American drama and the playwright Eugene O'Neill. In this video, we shall be discussing a brief summary of the play. The Hairy Ape is the straight story of Bob Smith, or Yank, as he is known to his friends and fellow workers. Yank is a man of immense physical dimensions, of immense physical strength, capable of incessant hard work. His source of pride, his source of self-confidence is the robust energy that he possesses. The Hairy Ape is the tragic account of Yank's life, who is wholeheartedly immersed in his job as a fireman on a transatlantic liner. He quite loves his work. Written in 8 short, abrupt scenes, it is considered one of the prime achievements of expressionism on stage. Instead of presenting the world as it is, an expressionist presents the world as it appears to his mind or to his literary characters. Yank Smith, a brutish stoker on a ship, bullies and despises everyone around him, for he considers himself superior. The play opens in the fireman's forecastle inside a transatlantic liner leaving New York City. Yank is introduced as the leader of the firemen. Yank believes it is his power, his strength that runs the ship. He is a proud, confident stoker. The fellow worker Long has socialist views that Yank finds cowardly, while the elder fireman, an Irish by the name of Paddy, is nostalgic of days gone by when the sailing ships used the wind to power them across the vast seas. In scene 2, Mildred Douglas is introduced. She is the daughter of the steel tycoon who owns Nazareth Steel. Sitting with her aunt on the deck of the same transatlantic liner, she is sunbathing. Her aunt argues with her, even teases her, but nothing will stop Mildred. She's adamant on doing social work, for which she must visit the Stockholm. She lies. She uses her father's name and influence, and she demands that the captain allow her to visit the Stockholm, accompanied by the second engineer. When it is pointed out that her dress, her stark white dress, would be blackened after her tour into the dirty depths of the ship's bowels, she says she will simply toss it into the sea because she has 50 more dresses. But she must see how the other half lives. Scene 3 opens in the Stockholm where Yank and the firemen are busy shoveling coal into the ship's furnace. The men shovel in a rhythmic motion. The sound of the steel doors of the furnace slamming, the clank of the shovels, and the raging fire is deafening. Yank calls on the men to keep working. Mildred, along with the second and fourth engineers, descends into the Stockholm. A whistle sounds from above, instructing the men to keep going. Yank furiously shakes his fist at the whistleblower. In a fit, He starts to work once again with the other men. While Yank keeps shoveling, the other men turn to stare at the ghostly Mildred in stark white against the coal blackened room. As the workers have stopped to stare, the whistle blows once again. Yank yells threats up to the whistleblower and brandishes his shovel. All of a sudden, he becomes aware that the other men have stopped working. He swings around violently and comes face to face with the pale Mildred. She recoils with disgust. He is astounded, shocked. She faints, saying, "Take me away, oh, the filthy beast." Yank roars back, "God damn you." Scene 4. Yank cannot get over the distressing, disgraceful instant he experienced unwittingly. While all the fellow men wash, he doesn't wash. In the fireman's forecastle, the men believe he is in love. He retorts. He is in hate, for she has humiliated him. He attempts to charge toward Mildred to get revenge, but the fellow workers are able to stop him. In scenes 5, which happens 3 weeks later, we see Yank and Long in the Fifth Avenue in New York after the liner has returned to the States. This is the place where the rich, the fashionable, and the influential were found. Yank is looking for Mildred, for he is full of vengeance. Yank tries to speak forcefully to the churchgoers. Long leaves. Yank punches a gentleman in the face and is promptly arrested. Scene 6. Yank is put in the prison on Blackwell Island. He feels as though he is entrapped in a zoo. One of the prisoners suggests Yank should join the organization called the Industrial Workers of the World, IWW, if he wants to take his revenge. At the thought of Mildred and her father, the steel magnate, he is enraged. He begins to bend the bars of his cell in an attempt to break free and escape. But his struggle is in vain, and in turn he is hosed mercilessly. On being released from the prison, Yank visits the IWW office to become a member. When he mentions his wild plan to blow up the steel factories, the IWW suspect him of being a government agent and throw him out onto the street. Yank feels abandoned by all, abandoned by society, abandoned by humanity. A policeman shows up, humiliates him, and tells him to move on. Scene 8 shows it happens in the next night when a dejected Yank wanders into a zoo. He sympathizes with a caged gorilla as he believes they are the same. Yank releases the gorilla from behind its bar and approaches the animal to shake its hand. The gorilla attacks Yank, embracing him with a rib-crushing action. The gorilla tosses the hapless Yank into its cage, where Yank dies behind the bars. That is how the play ends. There's lots more to discuss about this play, which we can do in some of the following videos. Thank you.